We are going to begin our program by having a word of prayer. We of the American Legion don't do anything without praying first, and we know we want to be sensitive to the school restrictions and guidelines on prayer, but we do that because we as proud veterans believe in our association with our Heavenly Father. So we're going to ask our chaplain, Mark Leifson, to offer that prayer, and ask everyone to please take their covers off, their hats off, as we offer a word of thanks.
Our kind, righteous, and eternal Father in heaven, we gather this morning in this beautiful Canyon View Park and are so grateful to have these fifth graders here in attendance with us this day. We thank Thee for these young students, and we thank them and also their teachers and faculty members, all those in attendance here today. We thank those who so willingly volunteered their time to make this event possible. We ask that Thou watch over each and every one of us, that no harm or accident may befall us, that we may have an enjoyable day here at this Freedom Walk. We give thanks unto Thee for all of our many blessings and ask that Thou continue to bless us. Bless us with those blessings that Thou seest that we stand in need of. These favors and blessings we humbly pray for. In the worthy name of Thy Son, Jesus Christ. Amen.
All right, thank you, Chaplain Leifson. Now, guys, this whole program is orchestrated and developed by the American Legion in the Spanish Fork and Salem towns. And if you see one of us in a white shirt, some of us still have our blue jacket, our dark jackets on, but all of these men are part of our American Legion group. And the American Legion is a group of veterans, military veterans, people who, if you look on your shirt and it says, "We love our veterans," well, we are those people. And so I wanted to introduce our veterans here today who are such an important part of what we do, but not only just for our country and our community, but for each and every one of you children here today. So I think that a clapping of the hands would be appropriate. Put your hands together for our veterans. Thank you very much. They deserve, this is the only pay we get, guys. The only pay we get is the thanks that we get from each and every one of you. So never be ashamed to go up and say, "Thank you, veteran. We appreciate what you do." Now, we're going to start today's program. We have respected our God, and now we're going to respect our country. And we're going to do that by raising our beautiful American flag. And so I would ask that each and every one of you put your right hand over your heart, and we will raise the colors of the United States of America. Flag detail, post. Raise the colors of the United States of America. Hand salute. Order, arms. Now, would each and every one of you please follow me in our Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Order arms. Thank you. Now, let me just tell you a little bit about what we're going to do today. It's called the Freedom Walk, and that's because you guys are going to do some walking. Okay? And you're going to walk around to several of these tents that you see up behind you, and you're going to have the chance to listen to some of our veterans talk about what's important to our country and to each and every one of you. Now, there are three things that we would like you to take into your heart and into your mind and into your lives today. The three things that we want you to come away from today's activity cemented, glued into your heads and into your hearts. Develop a greater appreciation for the freedoms that you have. Fifth graders, do you have any idea how lucky you are to live in the United States of America? You know, we sing the song, I'm proud to be an American, okay? Where at least I know I'm what? Free. Do you even understand what that means? You are so lucky to live where you do, to be able to do all of the freedoms that you enjoy, to be able to go to school and learn, to be able to go on a family vacation together, to be able to play soccer, to be able to play t-ball or softball or coach pitch or whatever it is, to be able to play junior jazz basketball, to be able to take piano lessons, to be able to sing in a choir, to play an instrument in an orchestra, to, if you decide you want to go to Disneyland, you jump in the car and you go to Disneyland. Do you know that there are so many places around the world where those freedoms don't exist for children? You are so lucky to live in America. And one of the reasons that you have all of those freedoms is because men and women, like that you see in the white shirts here, have been willing to put their life on the line to step away from going to school or step away from their family or to step away from being able to do whatever, go to work every day, to be able to step away from all of that and go protect our country against our enemies that want to take those freedoms away from us. And we never know as veterans whether we're going to live or die the next day, because we just don't know. Sometimes war is not a pretty thing. It's not an easy thing. It's not a safe thing. But these men and women like these, and there's hundreds and hundreds of thousands of them that have worn the uniform, that have done that to protect and ensure that you guys have the freedoms that you have today. Okay, so that's one thing that we want you to go away with from today's activity. Another thing that we want you to go away from is a love for that beautiful American flag up there. You know, sometimes we take the American flag for granted. We don't think it's that important. Well, I can tell you as a veteran that that flag is important to we veterans. It is so important. It means so much to us. It's not only just a symbol of freedom. It's not only just a symbol of our American country. But to we veterans, it is a symbol of safety, of peace, of comfort. You know, when you are deployed, and deployed means that you've been sent to a war area, to another country to fight, the only thing that gives you peace and happiness is knowing where home is. And where is home? Home is right up there on that flagpole. We know when we can see the flag flying that we are going home, that we are home. And you're out, maybe you're out in the jungle, or maybe you're out in the desert, and the thing that's on your mind is, I want to be able to go home. And when you turn around and look up and you can see the flag up above the tree line, you say to yourself, thank goodness I am home, I'm safe. The American flag is a symbol to us of safety and peace and comfort. So please, boys and girls, never take the flag for granted and never disrespect it. When you see the flag, put your hand over your heart. If you're at a parade, and we often we have the 24th of July parade here in Spanish Fork, and the American Legion on horseback rides down Main Street, and we're carrying the flag. We want so much to have each and every one of you stand up, put your hand over your heart out of respect for our flag. So please do that. The last thing we want you to take away from today's activity, boys and girls, is we want you to gain a deeper and more profound respect for veterans all over the world. For not only for the veterans that you see here today in white shirts, but maybe you have a grandpa, a mom, a dad, a grandma, a great-grandma, an uncle, and an aunt, or someone who is a veteran. We want you to go away from here today with a deeper respect for what they have done to help protect your freedoms and your way of life and your safety here in America. Okay? So if you have an opportunity, go give a veteran a hug or a handshake or a high five. That's the only pay we get. The only pay we get is when someone says, thank you for your service. And you see all of your school banners across here with all the pictures. I know that hundreds and hundreds of you have a veteran somewhere in your family. So if you do, don't be ashamed to go up and give them a hug and say thank you. Thank you for your service. Thank you for helping keep me free. Again, we can't say thank you enough for coming here today. We hope that you enjoy your experience with us, and we hope that you take away those three important tenets that I've just talked about.
So today we're down at Canyon View Park for the Freedom Walk. Freedom Walk was started 5 years ago by Dr. Richard Johnson. His wife, Annalie, is with us. Richard passed two years ago. Mm-hmm. And what a great vision that he had to create this experience for 5th grade students of Spanish Fork to be able to learn about our veterans and the flag and all of the things surrounding service by our military.
The concept of creating the Freedom Walk began riding our bicycles on the trail, coming towards the golf course. And he was talking and he said, wouldn't that be so cool if the kids could walk along this trail and listen to veterans along the way of their experiences in the war and what they went through and what they discovered and became more mature because they left as a young boy, most of them, and came back a man. And so that's how it all started. And he just kept thinking about it and thinking about it. And so we went to the Veterans Council meeting one day and presented his idea. And from there, there's been a few glitches, but I am so grateful for the veterans. I'm grateful for the city council, for the school district, for supporting him and letting him, complete his dream. And I just pray that they will continue to do this. And to his good friend Randy, I said, Randy, you have to keep this going, because this was his dream. And I'm sure he's smiling upon us and saying, way to go, Randy, and way to go, veterans, and thank you, council, and thank you, Neville School District. Why is the 5th grade a great age to start with? That's a tough one. I don't know, they're starting to develop and mature. They're starting to get their own thoughts and feelings, and they're so influenced by the media, by peers. And if they have that planted already, hopefully it'll stay with them, and then maybe they can influence someone that's negative towards what's going on in the country. That is a good question. I'm going to give Kevin the mic and let him answer that too.
Well, as a parent of a fifth grader, I've seen a lot of changes in my daughter this year as far as she's becoming more mature and understanding more, becoming more of an adult. So I think it's a good year for them to be able to start to recognize the difference between movies and celebrities and what real heroes are in our veterans. And so I think it's a great year for them to begin that education and learning process about what freedom really means. It's great for me as a parent to know that the schools provide this opportunity for our youth to come and to be able to see and meet our veterans and be able to try and get a little bit of a sense of what they've done for us and for our country. Very, very much appreciated for sure.
So one of the things that I've enjoyed as I've ran for city council throughout the election process is people talking to grown adults who are completely confused about the process. And I've always told people there are two things that we should be teaching these kids in school is our elections process and how that works, as well as about our veterans and military service. This is so important for these fifth graders because they are at such a pivotal age where they start to really have a better understanding for the respect for what our freedoms, why are they represented, how our elected officials get into place, and that they could be those people someday. They can serve in the military, they can run for office, and they can do all of those things. And if they don't, frankly, our society will be really hurting if we don't have those young individuals willing to serve. A few weeks ago, I saw my daughter creating a paper at home, and she had her great-grandfather, Grandpa Keith, and his naval service, and had a little write-up about his experience in the military and telling a fib about his age so that he could go serve. And it was really cute because as I walked the wall this morning and found her note, and there's a picture of him. He was able to squeeze into his naval uniform late in his years, and that picture of him is up there with my dad. And one of the stories that she tells is that he would get steak on the naval ship for dinner, and he would share it with the guys that only got cans of beans, and just neat for our kids to be able to hear those stories and share them with their fellow students.
I know as we've been in the community and Doc would wear his veteran hats, how many people would come up and say thank you for your service, or where did you serve, or what did you do? He wasn't on the front line, but he was a dentist in the dental office in Vietnam, and he saw some of the casualties but was not on the front line. But it's just so important that we recognize these men because we didn't get our freedom just because we live in the U.S. They've had to fight for it. It's just like the children, I think children think food comes from the grocery store. It doesn't come from the grocery store. It comes from farmers. So there's someone out there protecting us or producing for us so we can have what we enjoy in the United States.
Steve Wilson spoke about how when we see our veterans, don't be afraid to walk up to them and give them a hug, give them a high five, give them a handshake, and tell them thank you. And makes me think of my grandpa Richard Banks, who was a member of the American Legion and a veteran of World War II, and he's been gone almost 10 years now. And as I come here and I see the veterans today, I just wish that he were here one more day. Sorry. Just to have the opportunity one more time to walk up to my grandpa now, give him a big hug, as I recognize a little better what our veterans have done for us, and just wrap my arms around him and tell him thank you. Thank you for serving. Thank you for keeping us safe. Thank you for the freedoms that we get to enjoy today. The fact that we can gather in a park and celebrate our freedom when people in other countries today aren't even in their countries. They've had to flee because of the turmoil. So it makes me appreciate absolutely what our veterans do for us. So thank you.
friends, and family. The American Legion and the military service is pleased to present military rights and honors today to our friend and comrade in arms, Richard Arthur Johnson. Richard's mortal life was blessed with happiness and joy because he and men and women like him have served honorably and without hesitation to protect the rights, freedoms, and liberties that we enjoy in this great land. Before us is the flag of the United States of America. It is under this flag that we all served. This flag is recognized by friend and foe alike as a symbol of freedom, as it proudly flies over our republic, the land of the free and the home of the brave. These veterans are lovingly and meticulously folding this flag, and it will be presented to the family. Following the presentation of the flag, our rifle squad will sound 3 volleys. The 3 volleys come from an old battlefield custom. The 2 warring sides would cease hostilities to clear the fallen from the battlefield, and the firing of the 3 volleys meant that the fallen had been properly cared for, and the side was ready to resume battle. Richard has been properly cared for, and his mortal battles are over. At the conclusion of the sounding of the 3 volleys, our post bugler will sound taps. Taps is a living soldier's final farewell and tribute to a comrade in arms. While taps is being played, we would ask that you place your hand over your heart in respect for Richard. If you are a military member or veteran, it is proper to render a hand salute. And so for now, Richard A. Johnson, good friend to all who knew you. Until we meet again, may God bless and keep you and your family and these United States of America.
Family and friends, this concludes our military rites today for our friend and comrade in arms, Dr. Richard Alvin Johnson. On behalf of the American Legion and the United States military, and the 22 members of our honor guard here today. We'd like to thank Mrs. Johnson for allowing us to honor Richard in this way. Richard's name will now be placed on our Veterans Wall of Honor at the entrance to our cemetery, where he will be honored for his dedication and commitment to freedom around the world and to our American life. In addition, each year on Memorial Day, a white cross bearing Richard's name will be displayed in our Flanders field adjacent to our cemetery. We of the American Legion consider ourselves family, a unique brotherhood. Richard was an important part of our brotherhood and family. And so, in his honor, we have left an open spot in our firing line today, a missing man. Richard is missing in our formation today, but he is ever present in our hearts. Thank you all again, and may God bless you and all of us again. Thank you, and we appreciate your participation today.
So fifth graders, hopefully today has been a day to remind you of the sacrifices these men and women have made, and many men and women who are no longer here, whether they died on the battlefield or they've passed on. Today is to help you remember where your freedoms come. That the freedoms you enjoy are not just something that are given. They're things that are earned. And it's been earned by their lives, and they're still serving us today. They did all this for you. So, out of respect, let's give them a big round of applause and a big cheer. And as you move forward from today, I hope what you've learned today will be a reflection of how you act, how you treat the flag, how you honor our veterans, and how you honor our country. We're grateful for those freedoms, and I hope today was a reminder of that and a reflection on what we really have.